right? So this is the graphical method, and we use this graphical method to find the velocity and acceleration in the mechanism, right? And initially we are going to just a minute. I just forgot to record. I will start the recording and then I will resume the lecture. Okay, so this is the graphical method, and in this method we are analyzing the velocity and acceleration in the mechanism, right? So yesterday we started with one numerical, and in that numerical we saw that a 4-bar ABCD mechanism was given, in which link AD was fixed, right? Then which was 150 long. The crank AB was given 40 long and rotates at 200 RPM, right? So in this type of the numerical, the first thing is to understand is we have to find the input link, because in a mechanism there will be always an input link, right? So the dimension of that input link, most of the things will be given in the numerical. For example, now here crank AB is our input link, right? So this is the crank, which is our input link, and what is given for this crank, its length is given 40 and its rotation, that is RPM, is given, that is 200 RPM, right? So this is N, we'll denote this as N, right? And this length is of the crank AB is 40 right? So from this N, we should know that we can calculate omega for that link AB, right? Which is 2 pi N upon 60, right? So this is the first thing you need to keep in mind. We have to find the input link, right? Then the dimensions of the other links are also given. For example, the link CD, we know it is 80 right? Then BC and AD are of the equal length. We have to find the angular velocity of the link CD when the angle BAD is 50 degree, right? Yesterday I told you that there is one correction, so this angle is 50 degree. So here what we need to calculate, omega CD we need to calculate. So omega CD, angular velocity of the link CD. We can also find the other velocities, other angular velocities of the other links. For example, omega BC also we can find it easily from the velocity diagram, but for that we need to draw the velocity diagram first, right? So while solving the numerical, what is the first step? We have to calculate all the things related to the input link, right? For example, the RPM is given. So first we'll calculate the angular velocity of the link AB, right? So here it will be 2 pi N upon 60. Simply substituting the value of N, we will get the angular velocity of AB, which was coming 20.943 radian per second, right? This was the answer yesterday we got for the angular velocity of AB. Then we know that the linear velocity, we have a relation, one relation, which we are going to frequently use it, which will be V equals to R omega, right? So here, now we are talking about the link AB. So I can write down over here, velocity of B with respect to A, right? That will be given by BA into omega of BA, right? So this omega BA will be equals to omega AB, right? So we'll consider that, right? And using this formula, we have to substitute. Now we know BA is nothing but AB over here, AB link, and its length is given 40. So substituting 40 and omega AB as 20.943, right? So we'll get the linear velocity as 837.72 per second, and if we convert it into meter, it will be 0.8377 meter per second. So this is the answer for the velocity VBA, right? So what we have done in this step one, we have calculated the angular velocity and the linear velocity VBA, and it is 0.8377 meter per second, right? Then the next step is to draw the configuration diagram. I don't think there is any problem with this, because it is just the diagram. It is the diagram we need to draw. Whatever is given in the question, that same diagram we need to draw as per the scale, right? Because the dimensions are very large, for that we need to take the scale. So here we have taken 1 centimeter equals to 20 right? 1 centimeter equals to 20 right? So this 40 means how much centimeter, right? So that we have to calculate by the scale, right? So it will be equals to 40 by 20, right? So this will be 2 centimeter. Then 150 by 20, then 80 by 20, and 150 by 20. So in this way, you can make use of the scale and draw the configuration diagram as per the dimensions and the scale, right? So this is the step number 2, right? I think up to step number 2, it is very clear to everybody. Please reply in the chat box up to this step. It is very clear to everybody. Now I will go very step by step, and I will make or I'm going to confirm that whether every step is very clear to you. Okay, now I don't think any problem is there with the configuration diagram, right? Now we have to go for the velocity diagram, right? And believe me, if you understand these things, like for example, I told you that if a particle is moving along a circle, right? If a particle is moving along a circle, right? So it is going to move along a circle. That means at any instant, if I want to find the velocity, it will be tangent to the circle, right? So this is velocity. If this is the particle A, this is the velocity of A, right? After some time, it will reach to this point, right? So again, this will be the velocity of A. After some time, it will reach to this point. So this will be the velocity of A, right? Because it is rotating in the clockwise direction, right? If it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, right, what will happen? I will draw it again. So this is a circle. My particle is over here. This particle A. Now, if it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, so it will, after some time, it will reach at this position, right? So its direction of velocity will be in this direction. Again, after some time, it is going to reach over here. The direction will be tangent to the circle, right? So this is the basic thing you have to remember in the velocity diagram, right? So whatever links we are having in this mechanism, they will be having certain velocity with them, and they will be perpendicular to the link. For example, in this case, we have an input link that is the crank, right? So we have an input link that is the crank. So this is our crank AB, right? Now what is going to happen? This crank AB is going to rotate in a circular path, right? So after some time, it is going to reach to this point B dash, and its velocity will be given like this, or at this instant, it will be like this, right? So for the link AB, we can see that the velocity is perpendicular to the link, right? So for example, they have shown over here, this is the velocity B, right? This is the velocity B, okay? If we consider the connecting rod is like this, right? Now we know that when this crank is going to rotate in the clockwise direction, this connecting rod is going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, right? If anti-clockwise direction, then the velocity will be like this. Okay, so this is the velocity because this crank, after some time, it is going to take place. It will be shifted to this place, right? B dash, C dash, right? So again, we can see the velocity is perpendicular to the link over here. The velocity is perpendicular to the link over here, right? So this is for the crank connecting rod AB. Then we will see the link CD again, right? Now CD also we can see it is rotating at some fixed point, right? So we have a point D over here which is fixed, and this point C is going to rotate. This point C, or it is going to oscillate, because this is the link CD which is called as the oscillator. It is going to oscillate, right? And we know its velocity will be perpendicular to the link, right? So this is your link CD. The velocity will be perpendicular to the link, right? I think for all the links, the velocities, I think, are very clear, right? So this is the understanding before going through the drawing or before drawing the velocity diagram. Please reply in the chat box whether these things are clear to you. How the velocity is represented for the link. Yes, please reply. Okay, now if this is clear, we'll move further, right? Now, here we will start drawing the velocity diagram. Now we know the velocities of all the links. We'll start with the velocity diagram. And when you start with the velocity diagram, the very first step that you're going to do is to identify the fixed points, right? Because we know the concept of the relative velocity, right? If I am standing still and I'm watching the train passing by me, right? So there will be some relative velocity, right? The velocity of train with respect to me or velocity of me with respect to the train, that I can calculate, right? Because I know I'm standing still, that means I'm not moving anywhere, but the train is moving, right? In that case, we can find the relative velocity, right? Now here, there are two fixed points. One is the point A and second is the point D, right? So these are the fixed point. They are not going to move. And we have two more points, B and C. They are going to move, right? So when this AB link is going to rotate in the clockwise direction, right? This point B is going to move, right? So this point B is going to move with respect to A, right? This point C is going to move with respect to D, or we can also say that point C is moving with respect to A and D, right? First, we'll talk about the absolute velocity, right? So what is absolute velocity? Absolute velocities are written as VB and VC, right? Relative velocities are always written in two letters, right? For example, this velocity of B with respect to C or velocity of C with respect to B. And most of the time, they will not have any fixed point, right? So here we will see VB and VC, right? So these are the absolute velocity, or in another term, I can write down this as VBA, and this can be written as VCD, right? Because this is the velocity of B with respect to a fixed point A, and this is the velocity of C with respect to the fixed point D, right? Because for C, the center of rotation is D, and for B, the center of rotation is A, right? So in that case, we can consider that point B and C are having the velocity with respect to A and D, which are the fixed point. So these are the absolute velocities and can be written as VB and VC, right? But when we talk about the point B and C, when I say that velocity of B with respect to C, now in this case, in both the letters B and C, none of the point is the fixed point, right? So what we are talking about, we are talking about the velocity of B with respect to C, or here VCB, it is nothing but the velocity of C with respect to B, right? Here we cannot write like velocity of B, velocity of C, right? So this, we cannot represent this velocity of BC by velocity of B, because this can be represented only if it is with respect to any fixed point, for example A. Only at that time we can represent this. But whenever there are two moving points, now here B and C both are moving, one of them is the fixed point, right? So here we are representing it by velocity of BC or velocity of CB. Okay, so I think this is clear, the concept between the absolute velocity and relative velocity. Please reply in the chat box. Absolute velocity and relative velocity. Yes, reply in the chat box. Okay, now don't forget these things. Okay, whatever I told you, don't forget these things. So first thing is that we have to identify the fixed points, then we have to identify the absolute velocities, right? And then we have to identify the relative velocities. Now, when we start drawing the velocity diagram, it is very important to identify the fixed points. So we have point A and point D as the fixed point, right? So they are not going to move. So what we'll do in the velocity diagram, we'll take a point and we will denote this point by A comma D. Always use small letters in the velocity diagram. In configuration diagram, you use capital letters. In velocity diagram, you use the small letters. Okay. So now we'll start with the velocity diagram, right? Now what we have done in the first step, we have identified the fixed point. We have taken a point and we have denoted the point by A comma D, because both the points A and D are fixed, right? What is the next step now? Now next step, we have to target the input link, because we have to, this velocity diagram is nothing but the vector diagram. We are drawing the vectors, because we know that to draw a vector, we need a magnitude and direction, right? So we have to identify the link for which we know magnitude as well as direction. So which is that link? Whether the link, we have a link BC, we have link CD, we have link AD, right? And we have the link AB. Now AD is fixed, so no problem with that. But what about link BC? If you observe the link BC, we have discussed that for any link, the velocity will be perpendicular to that link, right? So for link BC, the velocity direction will be like this. For link CD, it will be like this, right? So for link BC and CD, we know only the direction. We don't know the magnitude, right? But for the link AB, always there will be one link, which is the input link, for which we'll be knowing the magnitude as well as the direction, right? Now, we have identified the input link, which is AB. We have to draw the velocity direction for the link AB, right? So this will be like this. Because as I told you, the velocity will be perpendicular to the link. We have a link AB and this will be perpendicular to the link, right? So you can see the red direction, it shows the velocity for the link AB, right? Now here, I know the direction now and I have to take the same direction in the velocity diagram, right? Now, just look at this and draw the direction which is parallel to that in the configuration diagram, right? So I will go like this, right? Now, before that, I just forgot to tell you that we have to take the appropriate scale first, right? We have calculated velocity of BA. We know velocity of BA, velocity of B with respect to A, right? Or we can also write it as velocity of B because it is respect to some fixed point, right? So we have taken the scale as 1 centimeter is equals to 20 mm for the configuration, and for the velocity diagram 1 centimeter equals to 0.1 meter per second. So if 1 centimeter is equals to 0.1 meter per second, then 0.8377 meter per second will be equals to how much centimeter, right? So that we have to obtain, and it will be 0.8377 divided by 0.1, right? So it will be 8.377 centimeter, right? So this vector, what we have drawn is 8.377 centimeter, right? This is the magnitude, right? So at the other point, we have to denote it by the letter B, right? Now for the link AB, I have drawn the vector AB, right? Vector AB. First, I have taken the point A, D as a fixed point, and from that I have drawn the velocity, right, which was as per the scale 8.377 centimeter, right? I have not drawn the velocity vector in this direction because you can see the direction is in this, because it is moving in the clockwise direction. If it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction, अगर उसका movement होता है anti-clockwise, then the velocity vector was in this direction. In that case, what we would have done, we have gone in this direction, right? So, but this is not the case in this numerical. The link is rotating clockwise, so we have to show the direction in this way, right? So is it clear up to this point? Please reply everybody. We have started with the velocity diagram and we have targeted the first link, that is the input link, and we have drawn the vector for that input link. Okay, so now we have to target other links now, right? So what are the other links of interest? We have the link BC over here and we have the link CD over here, right? Now the problem with this two link is that we don't know the magnitude for both the links, right? So for the link BC, we know the direction, it will be perpendicular to the link. For CD, it will be perpendicular to the link. Always remember, direction for all the links will be known, right? Directions will be known, but magnitudes are unknown. For BC, we don't know the magnitude. For CD, we don't know the magnitude. But one thing is there which will make our thing simpler, right? Now, if we observe the link BC, right? On the link BC, we have 2 points B and C which are moving, but if we target link CD before link BC, it will be easier, because if you see the link CD, there is one point D which is fixed over here. Right? So that will make our work easier, right? So we have to identify, as I told you, we have to identify the links which are having the absolute velocities. For example, we targeted AB, where B was rotating with respect to the fixed point A. Here CD, if we target, the C will be rotating at with respect to the fixed point D over here, right? So now whatever absolute velocities are there, they will always start from A comma D, right? जैसे कि हमने B के लिए निकाला था, right? AB जो लिंक था, उसकी velocity थी VB और VBA, right? So for this we started from A comma D, right? So the next link is CD, and here also we can see C is having the motion with respect to D, and which is the fixed point. So we have already taken 2 points on the velocity diagram as a fixed point A comma D, right? So for C also we can start from this, right? Because D is there, right? Now what we'll do, we'll first draw the direction for the link CD in the configuration diagram. So as I know that the direction will be perpendicular to the link, so this is BC, right? Or this is BCD, right? So parallel to this, in the velocity diagram, I'm going to draw a line, right? So it will go like this. Just a moment. Right? Now remember one thing, we don't know the magnitude. For vector AB, we were knowing the magnitude, which was 8.377 centimeter. So we drawn that vector up to that centimeter, but here we don't know the magnitude. So what we can do, we don't know whether we are going to get the point, that is the point C, on this side or on this side. So for the time being, what we'll do, we'll extend the line on both the sides. We'll extend the line on both the sides. Okay. So what is this? This is our direction for the link CD, right? So please reply whether it is clear up to this point, or is there any doubt? हमें क्या करना है अभी, सी पॉइंट को लोकेट करना है. सी पॉइंट अगर आप कॉन्फ़िगरेशन डायग्राम में देखोगे तो वो होगा बीसी और सीडी का इंटरसेक्शन, राइट? वो होगा बीसी और सीडी का इंटरसेक्शन, राइट? सो intersecting these two lines, we are going to get the point C. So similar is the thing in the velocity diagram also. Now what we have done, we have only drawn the direction of the link CD, and we have extended that direction to the both the sides of the point A comma D, right? Now what is the thing, only one link is remaining. Now we are finished with the link CD, now only one link is remaining, right? So that link will be BC, right? So velocity of BC we have to draw. Now here we need to take care that BC, here both the points are having or moving, they are not fixed. So we cannot start from the point AD. Remember that we cannot start from the point AD. Whenever we are considering a link, and on the link there are 2 points, for example this link BC, and none of the point amongst this is fixed, then we cannot draw a line from the fixed point, that is A comma D, right? So as we are considering velocity of or the BC link over here, we can start either from B or we can start either from C. This is for sure. We cannot start from A comma D, right? If you see the previous vectors for A, B and C, D, we have drawn from A comma D because they were with respect to some fixed point, right? But here B and C, none of the point is fixed. So either we can start with the point B and start with the point C. But again, in the velocity diagram, as we can see, we have 3 points, A comma D and B, right? But we don't have C with us, right? So what is the option remaining with us? We can start with the point B, right? We can start with the point B. So we have a point B and we can start with the point B. Only the thing we have to do now, we have to draw the direction for the link BC in the configuration diagram, right? So this is the direction for the link BC, which is perpendicular to the link. Now we have to draw the parallel line to this, which will be passing from the point B, right? And we have to draw the line like this, right? Okay, so now just a minute. Now what I have done over here, I have drawn the line from the point B in the upward direction. I I have one more option. I can go in the downward direction, but I know that going in the downward direction is going to it is not a better way, because if you go upward, it is going to intersect this line, right? So intersection of this, here we can see we are going to denote this point as C point, right? We are going to denote this point as C point. Okay, so we have got the point C over here. Point C हमें मिल गया, right? So now we have to cross check now all the points are there or not in the velocity diagram. So for example, in the configuration diagram, you can see there are 4 points A, B, C, D. In the velocity diagram, we have A comma D over here and B and C. So all the 4 points are there, right? So after confirming this, we'll finalize our velocity diagram. So this is our velocity diagram, right? Now from this velocity diagram, you can calculate anything that you require, right? But before that, we will mark the velocities, right? So if I draw the arrow like this, the arrow is pointing towards B. So this is what velocity of B with respect to A, right? If we draw the arrow like this for this vector CB, it will be velocity of B with respect to C. If I draw the arrow like this, it will be velocity of C with respect to, velocity of C with respect to D, right? So whatever velocities are there, you can mark it in the velocity diagram. Now only the thing is we have to calculate these things, right? So first we have to calculate the angular velocity CD, then we'll calculate the angular velocity BC. We know the formula, omega CD is VCD upon CD and omega BC is VBC upon BC. But right now, if you want to calculate omega CD, we don't know the velocity of CD. VCD is unknown. So how to find that VCD? So VCD, I can measure the length of this VCD. I can by scale, if you try to use the scale, you can measure this length and it is coming near about 5.1 centimeter, 5.1 centimeter, right? So once you get this, you have to convert this into meter per second, right? Because we have taken a scale as 1 centimeter is equals to 0.1 meter per second. So our 5.1 centimeter is equals to how much meter per second, right? So this will be 5.1 into 0.1. Okay, so in this way you can get the velocity of CD, and once you get the velocity of CD, you have to substitute in this formula, right? Divided by CD. CD is nothing but your length, which is 80 mm, right? So you can calculate omega CD from here. Similarly, omega BC you can calculate very simply, right? Because for omega BC you require velocity of BC, that is VBC, this one, right? And if you try to measure the velocity of BC by scale, it will be somewhat 4.5 centimeter, right? Again, you can convert this into meter per second, because as per the scale, 1 centimeter equals to 0.1 meter per second, right? So 4.5 centimeter will be how much meter per second, right? So using this, you can calculate omega BC, right? So these are the required things we need to calculate from the numerical, right? Omega BC and omega CD, right? So please reply whether it is clear or not. If you still have any doubts, you can ask me now. We have completed the numerical. Yeah, Saurabh, that is the main problem with the graphical methods, right? So it depends upon the user or the one who is drawing the lines. If the lines are not exact parallel, there will be errors, right? There will be errors. So if you try, now it is, I will tell you one thing related to the last year. So there is a practical, right? In which in practical, what we do, the practical is in batches, right? So A1 batch will come, and during this practical, all are having the sheet and they start drawing on their sheet, right? And everybody has the different point of view. For example, Some student will take some different scale, some will take some different scale, but taking different scale is not going to change your answer. The way you draw it on the sheet is going to change your answer, because if you don't draw it exactly or exact parallel to that configuration diagram, then you may end up with the different answers for everybody, right? So students are going to get a different answer as per their drawing, right? So it depends upon how you draw. The answers will be different, right? Yeah, approximation is allowed. So that's what I told you, that nobody is going to get the same answer, right? There will be some difference in the answer. There will be some error, right? Approximation is allowed. No problem with that. How much is allowed? Now I cannot say in that way, but some amount of deviation should be there. Not much deviation, but some amount of deviation will be there. Okay, so is there any doubt with this numerical? Please reply in the chat box, because I'm not going to move further until and unless it is very clear to everybody, because this is the basic mechanism in which only 4 links are there. In the next lectures, we are going to see the mechanisms in which more than 4 links are there, right? So there, the complexity is going to increase. Also, when we are going to start with the acceleration, remember in the acceleration, we have 2 components. One is the tangential component and the another one is the centripetal component, right? So now here for velocity diagram, for one link, we are drawing one velocity vector. But in the acceleration diagram, for one link, you have to draw the centripetal as well as the tangential component, right? So the 2 vectors will be there for a single link. So that is again going to increase your complexity. Patil Samir, yes, it is important to mention the dimensions on the velocity diagram. Or else what you can do, you can make a table, right? In that table, you will have some columns. So for example, link AB, length of the link AB, right? In that tabular form also you can mention in the sheet. It depends upon you, how you show the things on the sheet. If you don't want to show the dimensions on the link itself, you can draw a table, and in that table you can mention the lengths of the link. Okay, should I consider that there is no problem with this numerical? Yes, Abhishek. Roll number 230.
Yes, sir. Clear everything.
Okay. Yes, you have replied in the chat box. Any other student who still have doubt, please reply in the chat box. One of the student yesterday asked me through the WhatsApp, right? So there are, I think, what was her name? Can she reply in the chat box? Yesterday, she asked me a question. It's a bit tricky and takes time to understand. Unit number 3. Okay, now I think we should stop over here. So this lecture we have used to clear the concept of this velocity and acceleration using the graphical method. Now one thing what you can do, you can take this snapshot of the screen now. So this is the second numerical that we are going to solve in the next lecture. Please take this snapshot of this and you can try it at home, right? Again, we will solve it in the next lecture. So it will be a little bit practice for your side. Take the snapshot of the screen, right? You have to solve this numerical in the drawing book. come up with the answers, and I will once again go through this numerical in the next lecture, and then check whether you are getting the correct answers or not. Okay. Okay, so I think now we should stop with this lecture. And in this lecture, very few students were there. Around, I can see now the count is 59. So around 20 students are absent. Right? So please don't do these things, because once you don't understand the concept, you'll not be able to do the things. Right? So please attend the lecture, and if you are attending, attend with 100% concentration. Don't just start the lecture and sit somewhere else. Right? If you want to attend the lecture with 100% concentration, because that is going to help you. Otherwise, just keeping the lecture on and roaming here and there is not going to help you. Okay. So I think we should stop the lecture, and now we can start putting the message in the chat box for the attendance present. Don't put your roll number. Mention present in the chat box. I'm repeating it again. Don't put your roll number. Mention present in the chat box. Some of the students have mentioned the roll